Officials noting that the girl was in the back seat of a car with her family when she was hit by the gunfire. Providence Mayor Brett Smiley addressing the tragic situation this afternoon.
This crime has shaken our entire city. It's shaken me. It's the first instance of a child being hurt in several years here in our city in this way, and it's deeply upsetting and I'm sure very concerning to our community.
Now, police say there was an interaction between the shooters and the victim's family before the incident, but police say they are still unsure of the motive of the shooting. In Providence, I'm Ryan Medeiros, ABC 6 News.
That report, Ryan. We'll have more on that story tonight at 11. Now let's switch things up and get a check on the forecast with Storm Tracker meteorologist Christina Shalhoub joining us here in the Weather Center. Christina, it's our last weekend of wearing the white pants, or maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, look, it's whatever you choose, I guess. But you guys know that old faux pas, right? No, white after Labor Day. So you're totally right, Caitlin. We are at that point in the year, which is so wild. How did we get here so quickly? I don't know. That's beyond my pay grade, but this isn't. Let's talk about the weather. Right now, things look beautiful on the Providence sky cam. Couldn't be a nicer picture perfect sky. Not a single cloud in it. I think that's pretty solid, all things considered. Current temperatures in the 70s and upper 60s. Newport at 67 degrees at the moment. 70 on the dot in Providence and Smithfield. Even New Bedford, more of the same. Taunton lagging behind just a little at 73, but it's still absolutely gorgeous out, and make no bones about it. Dew point temperatures, this is part of the reason why it's so gorgeous, they're in the 50s. And remember, folks, when the dew point temperatures are in the 50s, that means it is super comfortable outside. There's not a lot of moisture, and you're not getting that icky, sticky air you can wear. We are far from that point now, but things are a-changing as we head into the weekend. Enjoy this scene while you've got it. Satellite and radar totally clear. A cloud or two off to the west. And our friends in Connecticut seeing that, but that's just about it. Overnight tonight, clouds will increase. We're going to see temperatures drop back down towards 60 degrees. Nothing too earth-shattering here, but we do have, again, some big changes as we head into this Labor Day weekend. First of all, I'm going to break down the rest of our fabulous Friday, or fantastic Friday, whichever word you choose. As we head into the weekend, I'm going to talk about more storms, and then we're going to talk about the actual holiday itself. A lot of twists and turns in this next forecast, so stay tuned.
Love the alliteration, Christina. We're looking forward to it. Now to an ABC 6 News update. Elmwood Avenue in Providence is back open after a brief closure earlier today after reports of shots fired. Now, according to police, the call came in for City Gas and Food Mart. ABC 6 News was on scene and saw a heavy police presence. Police are releasing limited details at this time, but you can stick with us on air and online for updates on the story. A woman previously charged in connection to the homicide of a man in New Bedford last week has now been charged with murder. According to the Bristol County DA, 31-year-old Nina Busnango was held without bail yesterday. Busnango was previously charged with assault and battery with a deadly weapon after 53-year-old Stephen Oswald was found suffering from a head injury in front of the Ciabra Foods on Rockdale Avenue back on August 20th. Paramedics pronounced Oswald dead minutes after they arrived to that scene. And a Warren man who tried to kill his mother 3 years ago has been sentenced to prison. In May of 2021, 37-year-old Kevin Mendez attacked his mother with a hammer inside of a home on Birch Swamp Road. That attack left his mom with severe injuries, including a fractured skull. Now, after being in a coma for 2 weeks, she had to go to rehab. Mendez pled no contest to assault to commit murder, and a judge sentenced him to 40 years at the ACI. A man accused of shooting 3 college students of Palestinian descent in Vermont is again asking a judge to replace his lawyer. Jason Eaton faces 3 counts of attempted murder. He allegedly shot and wounded the 3 men outside of his apartment in Burlington last fall. One of them, Brown University student Hisham Awartani, was left paralyzed. Now, earlier this month, Eaton made a request to fire his public defender. The judge denied his request, but Eaton will get another opportunity to argue for a new lawyer next month. Now to Your Voice, Your Vote 2024. Vice President Kamala Harris answering questions about her shifting policy stances from when she ran for president 4 years ago. This as former President Donald Trump tries to appeal to more voters with a new IVF proposal, saying he would make the procedure free for women if he's elected. With more, here's M. Wynn.
Today, Vice President Kamala Harris back in Washington, fresh off of her first sit-down interview since becoming a presidential candidate, confronted on CNN about her policy shifts from 2019.
My values have not changed.
Harris also emphasizing the importance of unity, saying she's open to naming a Republican in her cabinet. This as she brushed off recent attacks by her opponent Donald Trump on her race and identity after he claimed she turned black.
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
And growing skepticism for former President Trump's latest proposal to make in vitro fertilization free for women.
The government will pay for, or your insurance company will be mandated to pay for, all costs associated with IVF treatment.
Trump has not said how he would pay for the costly procedure that some women undergo multiple times. The Harris campaign accusing Trump of posturing, slamming his promise, saying it's at odds with his record.
It's pretty striking to have a Republican say he's going to add a mandate for insurance companies or add this big new expense that the federal government would shoulder. I think there's a lot of reasons to be skeptical of it, in part because the Democrats actually had a proposal to mandate this. Almost all Republicans, including J.D. Vance, Trump's running mate, voted against it.
And now the former president also saying he opposes Florida's ban on abortion at 6 weeks, seemingly contradicting himself that limitations should be left to the states.
It has to be more time, and I've told them that I want more weeks.
It's yet another sign that women's reproductive rights remain the Republican Party's biggest vulnerability in November. On election deniability, a new ABC News Ipsos poll shows just 29% of Americans think Trump would accept the results. Most of Harris's supporters, 92%, would personally accept the outcome. That drops to 76% of Trump supporters. I'm Wen, ABC News, Washington.
And now to developing news at 6. Bellingham police say they're searching for 2 micro-American bullies who were stolen from a home on Saturday. According to police, the victims said their neighbors saw 2 men on their property. Then on Sunday, officers were called to the same home for a suspicious person at the home. Police say they found a person of interest near the home but cannot confirm if they were involved. If anyone has any information related, you're asked to contact Bellingham Police. Now to some other local stories we're following for you on this Friday evening. A cyclist is recovering after being hit by a driver in Fall River this morning. According to police, it happened around 6:30 at the corner of Pleasant and 7th Streets. Officers say a 38-year-old woman was headed through a crosswalk when a driver making a turn hit her rear tire, knocking her over. She was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The driver of that SUV was issued a ticket. And DEM officials are reminding Rhode Islanders that facilities at state beaches will be closing for the season. After Labor Day weekend, facilities including restrooms and concession stands will no longer be staffed, and lifeguards will no longer be on duty at most of the beaches. During the off-season, gates will remain open as long as weather permits. And RIPTA's fall schedule will be taking effect this weekend. Officials adjust transit schedules 3 times a year based on the demand they're seeing. Among the bigger of the changes will be the annual replacement of summer beach services with the school lines. Meanwhile, Routes 66 and 69 will now be running through the URI campus, eliminating the need for transfers. For more on any of the fall changes, you can head to our website for more at abc6.com. Meantime, at least 3 West Nile virus deaths are being reported in the Midwest, and the next week is considered prime time for new cases. This, as experts say, the wet and hotter than usual summer has raised the risk for mosquito-borne diseases. Here's ABC's Perry Russum with more.
More communities waging war on mosquitoes. Health officials in Wisconsin confirming 2 people have now died from West Nile virus. Illinois also reporting a death. Nearly 300 cases have been reported across more than 30 states. In Missouri, 18-year-old John Proctor now on a ventilator after contracting the virus. His parents say his symptoms began with a headache and dizziness, then vomiting, disorientation, and a fever.
My son was a healthy, athletic individual, very outgoing and charismatic, and to see him lethargic and struggle to do simple basic functions, it's hard.
Officials are also warning about Triple E, another rare but potentially lethal mosquito-borne virus. What's believed to be the country's 6th known case has been reported in Massachusetts.
It is that serious, and they have warnings and everything, so everyone's aware of it.
In New Hampshire, Stephen Perry's family says the 41-year-old was in perfect health before contracting Triple E. He was hospitalized with a 105-degree fever and died a week later. Severe cases and deaths from these diseases are rare. When it comes to West Nile, the U.S. sees 100 to 200 deaths per year. Experts are recommending using insect repellent and wearing long-sleeve shirts and pants at dusk and dawn. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
According to the DEM, a mosquito sample in North Kingstown tested positive for West Nile virus. It was found in North Kingstown. There was no human case. The positive finding was among 125 samples collected from 30 traps set statewide by the DEM. No new cases of Triple E were found. Officials have previously warned of heightened risks of mosquito-borne illnesses in parts of Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Now to URI. This is a photo still to head on ABC6 News. Oh, this is move-in day. We have a user submission photos at URI. You can see everybody in their cars lining up, getting ready to move in. How exciting. Hey, if you want to also contribute to the Now Local News app, all you have to do is scan that QR code and you can upload pictures just as Ann did here, videos, whatever you would like. We love seeing this. It's so great to see your content as part of our newscast. And still to come on ABC6 News at 6, what you'll have to pay for at the pump for gas this Labor Day. And in sports, the Boston sports community and sports fans at large mourning the loss of an NHL hockey player. Nick has what we know about that tragic crash. You're watching ABC6, Southern New England's trusted news source.
The Turos are in the great outdoors.
We're in our backyard.
They're foraging for food.
We picked up s'mores and all these snacks.
Yum. You know, we also carry bug spray. Whatever the moment, we'll meet you there. Stop and Shop. Feed the moment.
Whoa, is this your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. Yesterday, I was at the Nissan End of Summer Sales event taking a test drive, and Laura says,
"We've got somewhere to be."
And off we went. We're having a blast. And she tells me it's recommended by Consumer Reports.
These Rogues are going fast.
I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Get a low $279 per month lease on Rogue, or get up to $2,500 total savings on remaining select 2024 Rogue Platinum trims.
Make this a summer to share in the 3-row Kia Sorento, the tech-forward Sportage, the available all-wheel drive Seltos, or the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Telluride, each one recommended by Consumer Reports. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer. Get 0.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorento models.
Hi, I'm Katie Wright, the right realtor for you. Whether you want a mobile home, a modest home, a multifamily investment, or $1 million mansion, I'm the right realtor for you and your family. Call me, Katie Wright, 401-400-1510.
Save big and sleep better during the Labor Day mattress sale at Raymore & Flanigan. Try all the top brands and for a limited time, save hundreds with up to 40% off. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, Serta, Stearns & Foster, Beautyrest Black, Purple, Nectar, and more. Or finance your new mattress for as little as $15 a month with no interest for 72 months and get free next day mattress delivery. Grab these deals while they last during Raymore & Flanigan's Labor Day mattress sale.
Don't let anyone tell you what you can't do. He was rejected from the USC Film School 3 times. He was told by his teachers he was too stupid to learn anything. He was told by the manager of the Grand Ole Opry, "You ain't going nowhere, son." And they told me not to run for the US Senate. It doesn't matter what they say, it matters if you vote. I'm Mike Costa, and I approve this message.
It's Stop & Shop's 4-day sale. Stop & Shop 80% lean ground beef is $2.99 per pound. And Lay's Kettle Potato Chips or Santitas Tortilla Chips are $1.97 each when you buy 2. Now through Monday. Stop & Shop. Feed the moment.
In consumer news at 6, you can look forward to some lower prices at the pump this holiday weekend. Gas Buddy projects that national average for gas on Labor Day will be $3.27 a gallon. That's the cheapest for the holiday since 2021. Over the weekend, Americans could spend a total of $750 million less on gas than they did last year.
ABC 6 Weather with Christina Shalhoub. Brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
All right, my friends, let's get going on this Friday afternoon. I cannot believe we've made it to Friday, and the last Friday in August at that. However, it felt more like September. I'm all about that whole motto, work smarter, not harder. So I actually pulled this graphic from my show from last week because we had the same conditions today as we did just about a week ago. We hit 73 degrees today. That was your high temperature in downtown Providence. Now, looking at 80 degrees, that's where we should be this time of year. But guess what? 73 degrees, just like the temperature that we hit today, that's where we should be on September 22nd, which just so happens to be the actual first day of astronomical fall this year. Case in point, it felt like fall. Still kind of does if you step out the door. I don't know, I put a sweatshirt on last night, and I think you could do the same thing tonight with temperatures dipping down as we move through the evening. Now let's start with this. We'll get to the here and now first. 70 degrees in Providence at the moment, a dew point temperature of 56 degrees. That is a chef's kiss, my friends. Absolutely gorgeous outside. It feels dry and comfortable, and again, a little bit crisp like fall. But over the next couple of hours, you'll feel even more of that same feeling because, well, we get from the 70s into the 60s, just to about 60 degrees on the nose. That's what I'm looking at for your low temperature in Providence overnight. Pretty comfortable and pretty darn close to where we should be this time of year. High temperatures tomorrow, they rebound and they go up a couple degrees. We're going to start to see a flow of air coming more from the west-southwest rather than from the north where we've been the last 24 hours or so. You'll see the temperatures responding. They're a little higher tomorrow than they were today. Providence, I'm expecting you to get to 78 degrees, looking at 75 as we head to Smithfield. Taunton at 79. If you're heading up to Norwood, it's going to be about 80. And if you're heading down to Newport, maybe hitting the beaches for this long weekend, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous, a little bit cooler at 73 degrees. Now, another activity you might consider for the weekend, I was lucky enough to be here the last 2 days, the FM Championship being played at TPC Boston, which is in Norton. For all my folks in Bristol County, listen up, this is just down the road from you, and you could have the chance to see some of the greatest ladies in women's golf teeing it up at TPC Boston. It's a stellar event, highly recommend. And if you end up going out, just know that again, we're getting into the upper 70s tomorrow. It's a little stickier than it was the last 24 hours, but that's really the only thing I've got to say in terms of not so nice portions of the weather. Gets a little less nice though as we head to Sunday, and I'm very curious to see what they're going to do about tee times because of this. Tee time's supposed to begin at 9:30. However, we have some storms in the afternoon we're going to contend with. Not big, bad, widespread storms, but there are going to be one or two that pop up in this area, really around Bristol County, and even as you're heading out toward Plymouth County, that could be a little rough and tumble. It's all because of this right here. Notice how things are a little bit calmer to the east, but ready, I'm going to move back to the west. Here's our next system. This is going to drag a cold front on through New England as we head into the weekend, and that's going to bring those storms back into parts of southern New England. I think that we actually escaped the worst of the weather here in Rhode Island. Not to say it's going to be perfect, but it won't be too detrimental to your LDW plans. You'll notice most of the storms occur overnight, Saturday into Sunday, really after midnight. This is about 3:15 a.m. Hopefully you are snuggled in bed at this point, but just be aware some of these storms could be a little nasty. As we move through Sunday morning into the afternoon, the front starts to push away, things start to clear, but I wouldn't be shocked if we still sparked a thunderstorm or two as we head into the evening. Now, that said, we do have a chance for one of those thunderstorms to have some gusty winds, so keep that in mind. Holiday travel, otherwise not too bad. And then guess what? After the storms leave, it's back to picture perfect. Life is good Monday all the way through the end of the week. So hopefully you're not just stuck in traffic all day Monday and can actually enjoy your Labor Day weekend.
Now, ABC 6 Sports, sponsored by Calvino Law Associates.
We begin tonight with the tragic story the whole sports world has been shaken by Friday. Columbus Blue Jackets star and former BC standout Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew both killed in New Jersey last night. The hockey players were riding bikes when a suspected drunk driver trying to pass two cars in front of him hit and killed Johnny and Matthew. That driver charged with 2 counts of death by auto. This the night before the Gaudreau brothers were set to be groomsmen in their sister's wedding. The support has been all over the hockey community today and the sports world for the family and friends. Johnny was just 31 years old, brother Matthew, age 29. Moving now to baseball, the Red Sox hitting the road this weekend for what will be a key trip in the wild card race they're still in the middle of. Boston comes in at Friday, 3.5 games back of the Twins, but look behind them and see Detroit just a game and a half behind the Sox, and that's where the Sox will play this weekend in Motown. Obviously, the series finale against the Blue Jays at Fenway last night didn't help the cause for the Sox, managing just 2 hits in a 2-0 shutout by Toronto. Maybe one of, if not the only good thing coming out of the night, Rich Hill getting his first appearance back on the bump and knocking off the rust. The 44-year-old lefty getting a strikeout to end the 7th inning, and Alex Cora counting on the old vet to be very helpful down the stretch.
He's not here just to hang out. He's here to contribute, for the people that think this is just kind of like for a guy to play 20 years straight in the big leagues. No, we believe that he can get people out, and he did an amazing job.
Joe Mazzulla is coming home. The Celtics World Championship head coach will visit the Rhode Island State House on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. along with co-owner Steve Paliuca. Governor Dan McKee will host the event to honor the Johnston native and the C's earning banner 18. That should be fun. The Patriots are enjoying 3 days off before week 1 of the NFL season gets going. Great timing for rookie Drake May, who's celebrating his 22nd birthday today. Happy birthday, Drake. The 3rd overall pick didn't get the gift of being named QB1 for the Pats to start the season, but now the kid knows the challenge for him will be to learn how to keep making the progress he's been making without actually being on the field on Sundays, at least to start the season.
I haven't really experienced a week, like it yet, so kind of figure that out. But other than that, just study hard. Like I said, anything that Jacoby needs, any cut-ups, kind of little things like that. But other than that, just kind of do take advantage of the reps I do get, and even some scout team out there and try to make some throws in scout team. And other than that, I'm sure I'll get some second team reps.
Now, the Patriots don't open up until next Sunday. This weekend, another local college program begins its fall campaign. URI starts a new season tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at Meade Stadium against Holy Cross. The Rams, as we've told you about, picked to finish 8th out of the 16 in the always tough CAA. The Jim Fleming squad is now consistently in the mix for a league title and the elusive FCS playoff spot every fall and believes it'll be there again in 2024.
When I think about truly successful football teams, win or lose, it's those teams that are able to stay together, continue to show improvement from start to finish, but winning's important. We want to keep on that streak of winning program, get to 6, and then see if we can find 2 more, which gets us to 8, which I think gets us in. And if we can go ahead and run the table, I'll be glad to do that too.
And remember, you can watch Rhodey football home games this fall on our sub-channel, MeTV. It begins tomorrow night, again, 7 o'clock against Holy Cross at a sold-out Meade Stadium, I should add. If you haven't already done so, rescan your TV antenna. You will find MeTV. It is channel 6.5 in southern New England. And again, first game tomorrow night. Should be fun. That's your look at sports. More news coming up after the break.
Fight back. Call Jack. Calvino Law Associates.
There's a lot to love about. There's a lot to love about you.
Don't miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. Love all the trusted 2024 Subaru Crosstrek has to offer, like symmetrical all-wheel drive. Buy with 2.9% financing or lease for just $299 per month.
There's a lot to love about you.
Newport and Westerly Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has pet-friendly rides for you and your four-legged companion. Does your pup love to feel the breeze in their fur? Or does your pup love a luxurious, climate-controlled car to relax in? We have over 130 vehicles for you and your furry friend to choose from. Come in today and find the perfect vehicle for you and your pet's adventures. Visit the store closest to you, NewportJeepRam.com and WesterlyJeepRam.com.
Get ready for a good night's sleep. Buy a mattress or anything at Jordan's. And if the Red Sox win the World Championship, it'll all be free and get up to 60 months no interest. It all ends soon.
We make junk disappear by giving it a new purpose. We donate the donatables and recycle the recyclables. And any organic materials are taken for composting. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
My name's Morgan, single mother of 3 with an IQ of 160.
We could use someone with your talents.
Me? Work with cops?
I see you brought your child to a crime scene.
Hi, I'm Rich Pupolo, owner of The Window Source. As a family-run business, you deal directly with me, my son Anthony, and niece Aaliyah.
We don't use subcontractors.
We did it again, 5th year in a row, most 5-star Google reviews in the country. Get 8 of our best-selling windows installed for $45.52. Give me a call today for a free in-home estimate at 401-270-0160.
Why go anywhere else? Go straight to the source, The Window Source. For all your window, door, and siding needs.
Heading into the city, or better yet, to the beach in the morning? Get an up-to-the-minute real-time traffic report. Watch Good Morning Providence, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
Make every day a fresh start. Watch Good Morning Providence.
It's time for our question of the day. Do you prefer ride-sharing apps or a traditional yellow cab? The apps, the rates are just better. I like the old school cabs. They're a dying breed. Or I just ask around for a ride if I need one. You can scan the QR code on your screen or head to abc6.com/spotlight to cast your vote. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay, so I have to say, you know what, I was thinking about this because we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
I think I am partial to the yellow cab just because I did live in New York at one point, and I actually think the yellow cabs are cheaper when you're there. But when I'm literally anywhere, I prefer to walk. So
I know, especially in New York. I mean,
Right?
you could walk everywhere, and most places.
You can
Depends
get
on where
your
you're going.
steps in. It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I
Yeah.
don't know if I was a huge fan of it. But
I
anyway.
agree. I think it's a tough question to answer. All that said, I think you should go for a walk this evening. I truly think you should. It's so beautiful out tonight. We're going to have temperatures right around 60 degrees overnight. And then tomorrow, not bad for Labor Day weekend. Really not bad. The only iffy part is Saturday night into Sunday. We have some storms rumbling through. Really going to be Sunday more than anything. But then we rebound beautifully with a stellar day on Monday. It's going to be great.
Love that. Thank you, Christina, and thank you all for watching ABC 6 News. We'll see you at 11 o'clock tonight.
Closed captioning brought to you by
Hope Real Estate, always going the extra mile to get you home.